Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to hire interns. So why interns in the first place? I think, Neil, we had a phone conversation the other day on, we were talking about different companies, and then we're talking about how some of our best people are interns.
Yeah. The reason interns are awesome and amazing, you can get them when they're hungry, they're starting out, they don't have any jaded views on how marketing works. You can train them up the way you want, and they typically will sink in that information fast, they'll grow fast, and then they'll rise in the ranks within your company, and they're just happy. Like, I love interns. Some of them are just, a lot of them actually in general, assuming you hire the right ones, are amazing.
Yeah, so to Neil's point, I mean, they're very future thinking. Because they have nothing to look behind. All they're doing is looking forward. They're very excited for their career, and the thing that you're trading them is you're giving them a lot of experience. And so we pay all our interns, right? And by the way, if you'd like to come on to LA, or if you want to go to San Diego for Neil Patel Digital, LA for Singlegrain, we're always looking for more people, right? So look, you're trading them experience. Look, people are looking forward. That's great. And the thing is, I look at some of our people that have come on. One guy, he came on as an intern, and look, guy had no college degree. Like, it's not like we need to look at college degrees all the time, and he's one of our best people. And then we look at, we had another guy that actually worked as an intern for somebody else, and then came on to right after he graduated to my company as an intern, and he is actually one of the best copywriters. In fact, when he wrote to me, he wrote an 8,000 word blog post saying all the things that he would do to improve our site. And like, look, it's hard to get that motivation from somebody that is already kind of, jaded, kind of already, stuck in their ways. So I guess we can talk about some of the tactics we use. I'll start off in terms of interns. So we pay them, okay? Just to make sure, like, because we're actually making them do work too, and we're teaching them at the same time. But we use AngelList. AngelList has been one of the secret weapons. I've gotten some of our best interns from AngelList because it's really, motivated people, and more people are finding out about it, but there's some great talent there.
We go to the colleges directly. So we go to all the colleges in San Diego, put out flyers there, we talk to people within the campus, and by doing that, what we found is they'll help us recruit some of the best talent within that college. And we love it. When you get people in the door, look at their skill set, make sure they at least have, the basics where, you can train them, like they know how to use Excel and Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, some of the other tools that you may be using within your company. And when picking ones, like, ask them, what are you looking for, right? In a career, like, do you want to be a marketer? Do you see yourself working for an agency? Like, ask them very specific questions. And I'm not probably the best person to give advice on this because I haven't really interviewed any assistants. But the one thing I do know, because I have a lot of friends who do this and we do it as well, don't create false promises. I know some people who literally, they will go and promise people like, oh, we're going to give you a paid job and all this kind of stuff. And once or 3 months is up, they do the same bait and switch routine. They're like, oh, well, right now we don't really need it, but how about if you work 3 more months, maybe we'll consider after that. Like, that's just so shady. Don't do that stuff to people who are putting in a lot of time, energy within your company. And, if someone wants to be there in the long haul and they want to grow with it, you got to treat them right from day one. Like, the moment you start off on a bad foot, there's just no point even getting into interns if you're planning on doing that and being shady.
I forgot, I was reading this somewhere else, and I agree with Neil. Don't be shady about this stuff. Like, treat your people right. But somewhere else, they're saying that their intern program actually generates at least, every couple of classes will bring at least, one new senior VP, for example, in the long term. So that to me is so worth it because these senior VPs get super expensive. We're talking 200, 300, 400, sometimes even 500 grand a year, sometimes even more. So it's a really high leverage thing you can do to establish this. One thing I'll say is actually to Neil's point on going to the colleges directly. Sometimes I teach at USC. And, I get to, mingle with the people there. And then, we're actually talking about how we can, continue the relationship to build out some kind of internship program there. And I actually have a friend that teaches, he runs an agency too, around the Orange County area. He does this at UC Irvine. And it works out for him, right? They funnel people to him. The final thing I'll say, actually, to Neil's point around, questions, whatever, what works the best for us is when we get them to do a homework assignment. So, some of the video interns that we bring on, like we ask them to shoot like a selfie video or shoot like some kind of video talking about what they would do. and it's amazing. Some of the stuff, like it's like we're talking high production value. They go through all the hoops just to make a really incredible video, and it's really well done. Same thing with that 8,000 word blog post that I saw. You're really looking for the things that stand out, and you want to see the people that go the distance. Those are the people that you want to hire.
Once you figure out where the intern wants to go in their career path during the interview process, I know one thing we do internally is we figure out a plan on how to get them through, not just, into our company full time, but we also figure out how to get them promoted and rise up in the ranks. And we create this plan. So it's like, as long as you have some sort of roadmap for your intern, like, hey, if you accomplish these things, this is what can happen to you in your career. Like, that's great, because then it's a win-win situation.
All right, so that is it for today. Please go to singlegrain.com/survey to help us make this podcast better for you so we can acquire more customers. And we'll see you tomorrow.